Shalom, my friend. You are sitting there with a chest full of worry and a bank account that keeps showing you the same painful lesson. You keep asking why life feels like a loop of almost close, nearly, but never enough, while people with less talent, less discipline, and less hunger somehow walk straight into the rooms where power moves are made. You think the problem is luck. You think it is branding, timing, algorithms, bad markets, bad friends, or a bad season. But I am telling you something sharper than that. You have a leak, a real one, a biological leak, a spiritual leak. You are draining your own strength through the things you put into your mouth every single day. Food is not just fuel. It is not just calories, taste, comfort, and habit. It is a signal. It is a code. It is a message you send to your body and your future. In the old sacred teachings, the kitchen was never just a place to fill your stomach. It was an altar. It was a place where what entered the body shaped what could enter the life. Today your body is the temple, and your kitchen is either helping your purpose or quietly poisoning it. You keep asking why your business feels slow, why your mind feels cloudy, why your energy dies in the middle of the day, why your ideas never fully turn into money. Stay with me, because this matters. Maybe the problem is not out there. Maybe the problem is on your plate. Maybe you keep praying for overflow while feeding yourself things that train your whole system to live in lack. Today I am not going to speak to you gently. I am not going to hand you soft comfort and easy excuses. I am going to speak to you like someone who still has a chance to rebuild. We are going to talk about energy contamination, about what happens when your daily food choices train your mind toward weakness, confusion, and survival mode. I am going to show you 3 foods, 3 categories, 3 daily mistakes that quietly drain your edge and make it harder for wealth to stay with you, even when it comes. And listen carefully, because this is where most people lose the plot. They think money is only strategy. They think success is only hustle. They think abundance is only networking, sales, and confidence. Those things matter, yes, but what kind of mind are you bringing to those things? What kind of blood is feeding that brain? What kind of energy is carrying that ambition? If the vessel is weak, the vision gets weak. If the vessel is dull, the instinct gets dull. If the vessel is full of trash, the decisions start to smell like trash too. You can repeat every wealth quote online. You can post every motivational line. You can watch every business video from sunrise to midnight. But if you keep feeding your body low-grade signals, you are still sabotaging your own rise. And before you click away, hear this. What comes next may explain more about your stuck season than another 10 hours of business advice ever could. If you want a different life, you may need to start with a different plate. The first thing you must stop eating is scavenger energy. I am talking about bottom feeders, dirt-level consumption, foods that carry the pattern of surviving on what is left over. Think about the message in that. An animal that feeds on waste teaches a pattern. It lives low. It eats what is discarded. It survives off leftovers, off decay, off what stronger life forms leave behind. Now ask yourself this with brutal honesty. What happens when you make that a regular part of your own body? You may laugh and say, it is only food, but the body is always learning. The mind is always receiving. Your habits are always training your identity. If you eat like a creature that searches the bottom for scraps, do not be shocked when you start thinking in scraps. You chase weak deals. You settle for low standards. You run after cheap clients, quick wins, easy tricks, and tired shortcuts. You begin to move through business with the psychology of a person trying to grab what is left, instead of build what is great. That is what low food often creates, low internal posture. A person can wear a watch, rent a car, shout confidence, and still carry scrap-level energy inside. You cannot fly like an eagle while feeding yourself the rhythm of the mud. You cannot expect royal decisions out of a body trained on trash-level signals. Look at your meals. Really look. Does your plate speak of leadership, order, and clean strength, or does it speak of impulse, appetite, and low standards? If it is feeding a survival identity, then it is stealing from your future. The second thing you must cut out is dead processed debris, food made in factories to sit for months and still pretend it is alive. Let us be honest. If it can survive forever on a shelf, what exactly do you think it is doing inside your body? Real life has movement. Real food has freshness. Real nourishment has light in it. But so much of what people eat now is stripped, engineered, colored, salted, sweetened, packed, sealed, and sold as convenience, while it quietly turns the body into a slow, tired, foggy machine. This is why so many people wake up already behind. This is why they need caffeine to act normal. This is why they feel heavy after lunch, distracted in the afternoon, and empty at night. They are not lazy by nature. They are over-processed by routine. They are undernourished while overfed. And that is a dangerous place to live if you want to make powerful choices. A high performer cannot keep pouring cheap dead fuel into an expensive engine and expect excellence on demand. Yet people do this every day and then wonder why their edge disappeared. They wonder why they procrastinate, why their intuition feels weak, why their drive comes in short bursts and then vanishes, why discipline feels harder than it should. Stay with me here, because this is the point many people ignore. Wealth is not only attracted to skill, it is attracted to vitality. Energy matters, presence matters, sharpness matters. When your blood is tired, your mind starts bargaining with mediocrity. When your body is overloaded with lifeless food, your ambition gets slower, softer, more fragile. You do not just lose physical power, you lose inner fire, and without that fire, even smart people start living far below their calling. And I can already feel some of you pushing back. You are saying, I work hard, I show up, I grind, I do what I have to do. You think that should be enough, but hard work inside a worn-out vessel is still a losing setup. It is like asking a cracked engine to run at top speed every single day, and then acting surprised when smoke starts pouring out. Effort matters, yes, but effort without clean fuel becomes burnout. You know this feeling. You push hard for a few days, maybe even a few weeks. You get motivated, you plan, you attack your goals, then suddenly the body crashes, the mood drops, the mind gets messy, and the old pattern pulls you back into delay and distraction. That is not random. That is the cost of trying to build a strong life on weak inputs. And this is exactly why so many people never break through even when they want it badly. Their routines are leaking their future. Their habits are quietly voting against their own prayers. If you fix nothing else, fix the daily things that drain you. That means what you eat, yes, but also what kind of mood your food comes from, what kind of environment surrounds your meals, what kind of emotional charge enters your body through repetition. This is deeper than nutrition charts. This is about rebuilding the whole system that supports your rise. If you are serious, not curious, serious, then you need a total reset, not a weekend fix, not a cute challenge. A real reconstruction. A plan that goes beyond the kitchen and starts repairing the leaks in your home, your habits, your circle, and your discipline. Otherwise, you may stop one bad food and still stay stuck because the rest of your life keeps repoisoning the progress. Now let us go to the third thing, and this one hits harder than most people expect. Food handled by bitter, angry, broken energy. You may think that sounds dramatic, but pay attention. The state of the person preparing your food matters more than people want to admit. Mood transfers, care transfers, pride transfers, neglect transfers too. If a meal is made by someone who hates the work, hates the day, hates the place, hates their life, and is only moving through the task with resentment, that atmosphere does not simply vanish when the food reaches you. You feel it. Maybe not in words, maybe not in neat logic, but the body notices. The nervous system notices. You eat fast food made by people rushing under pressure, underpaid, exhausted, irritated, numb, counting minutes, not caring about your future, only caring about finishing the shift. Then you ask why you feel restless, cynical, impatient, and strangely empty after eating. You are not just consuming ingredients, you are consuming atmosphere. You are taking in the speed, the stress, the resentment, the low care. And if that becomes normal, your system starts adapting to low-quality energy as if it belongs there. People at the top protect what enters their body. They pay attention to preparation, environment, cleanliness, and care, not because they are trying to look superior, because they understand that attention is power and contamination is expensive. If the hands preparing your food are full of frustration, you are receiving more than a meal. You are receiving the residue of that frustration. If your own home is full of shouting, tension, and emotional damage, and that same emotional charge is present in the cooking, then your table stops being a place of strength and becomes another leak. A home that feeds you in peace builds a different person than a home that feeds you in chaos. And this is where many people get uncomfortable, because now the conversation is no longer only about ingredients, it is about environment, it is about the emotional condition of your daily life. It is about whether your meals happen with calm or with noise, with gratitude or with complaint, with intention or with mindless speed. You keep eating while scrolling, arguing, posting, rushing, comparing and absorbing other people's tension. Then you expect that food to become clear power inside you. That is not how it works. A meal taken in disorder often strengthens disorder. A meal taken in peace often strengthens peace. This is why you need to rebuild your table, not just your shopping list. Eat slower. Eat cleaner. Eat away from drama. Eat away from jealousy. Eat away from performance. Do not turn every plate into a social media stage. Do not invite strangers into every private act of nourishment. There is something foolish about flashing your meal just to stir envy and then wondering why the blessing feels thin afterward. Not everything should be displayed. Some things grow better in quiet. Some strength forms in private. A disciplined person knows that eating is not entertainment alone. It is alignment. It is a conversation between body, mind, and direction. And if you keep eating in rooms filled with low energy, low standards, and low awareness, you will slowly become more like those rooms than you realize. Watch this part carefully, because it can change your year. You do not need fancy rituals to start. You need cleaner inputs. You need more silence around your meals. You need better sourcing, better hands, better timing, better atmosphere. Build a wall around your peace. Protect your table. Protect your blood. Protect your edge. A person who treats their body like a holy trust will always move differently from the one who treats it like a trash bin for convenience. Let me say something direct. If you are too lazy to cook, too distracted to prepare, too impatient to source real food, and too careless to notice what your body keeps trying to tell you, then you are not simply busy. You are undisciplined in a very costly way. People love to say they are too busy for better habits, but that sentence hides a lie. You are not too busy to protect what matters. You are only showing what matters less to you than comfort. A serious builder protects the machine that carries the mission. A serious builder knows the body is not a side issue. It is the vehicle. If the vehicle is neglected, the vision pays the price. If the engine fails, the plan becomes irrelevant. That is why people who want big outcomes, but ignore daily physical stewardship, often stay trapped in cycles of effort and collapse. They build for a while, then fall apart. They gain momentum, then lose it. They feel inspired, then disappear. The issue is not always desire. Often it is maintenance, and maintenance is not glamorous, which is why so many avoid it. But hidden discipline produces visible power. The meals you repeat are writing your future in quiet ink. Every rushed snack, every dead shelf product, every bitterly prepared drive-through meal, every late-night impulse pile of junk is either strengthening your command or weakening it. And here is the brutal truth. Your future income often reflects the level of order you can hold, not just external order, internal order, biological order, emotional order, environmental order. When those collapse, you may still make money for moments, but it becomes harder to keep peace, clarity, and wise action around it. That is why some people earn more and still feel poor. Their vessel cannot hold what their ambition keeps chasing. Let us take this deeper. The eye matters too. Attention matters. Envy matters. If every meal becomes a display, if every good thing you receive must be turned into content, if every private blessing becomes public performance, then you are weakening your own sense of sacred order. There is power in hidden growth. There is power in private gratitude. There is power in not turning every act of nourishment into a show for strangers who do not love you, do not guide you, and may not even wish you well. You post a plate to look successful. You post a lifestyle shot to create reaction. You post the meal, the table, the restaurant, the little luxury, hoping for validation. But what are you training inside yourself when every blessing needs an audience? You are trading depth for noise. You are turning sustenance into theater. A strategist knows the difference between public image and private strength. Public image can attract attention. Private strength can build a life. If you mix those up, you will spend your best energy trying to be seen instead of becoming sharp. Eat with intention. Eat in peace. Eat without performance. Eat without making every plate a little campaign for approval. This may sound small, but the small things are what build the nervous system you take into every meeting, every deal, every decision, every risk. If your life is full of low-grade stimulation and public proving, your center gets weaker. If your life is full of quiet order and strong boundaries, your center gets stronger. And when your center is strong, your choices get cleaner, your words get firmer, your instincts improve, your timing improves, people feel authority around you, money feels safer around you, opportunities linger longer around you. All of that begins with what you repeatedly allow to enter your body and your private world. Now look at the bigger picture. You are not just trying to eat better. You are trying to stop acting like a person meant for more while still living on common habits that drain uncommon potential. You say you want elevation, but you keep blending into the crowd through appetite, convenience, and weak standards. You say you want the palace, but your routines still belong to the parking lot. You say you want to lead, but your blood is trained by rush, residue, and random consumption. That contradiction is expensive. If you want a different level of life, separation is required. Not because you are better than others, because direction demands difference. If you keep consuming what the tired masses consume, in the same rushed way, with the same careless energy, in the same emotional atmosphere, why would your outcome look radically different? You are trying to run high voltage through damaged wiring. Sooner or later the system overheats. That is why the audit has to be ruthless. Remove the scavenger pattern. Remove the dead processed debris. Remove the bitterly handled meal. Remove the culture of thoughtless eating. Remove the pride that says small disciplines do not matter. The truth is they matter more than you think, because they shape the quality of the person who must hold the future you keep asking for. Watch until the end, because this is where it becomes practical. You need living foods, clean foods, fresh foods, foods prepared with care, foods that support attention instead of destroying it, foods that make you lighter, clearer, steadier, not more anxious, more swollen, more addicted, more foggy. The goal is not perfection. The goal is alignment. The goal is to stop building your future on inputs that quietly train you for weakness. And if you are serious about changing this, then do not leave it as inspiration. Turn it into action. Audit your kitchen today, not someday, today. Open the cabinets. Read the labels. Look at the frozen boxes, the bags, the colored drinks, the long chemical lists, the emergency snacks that became a lifestyle. Look at what is cheap, what is fake, what is stale, what is there only because it is easy. Remove what weakens you. Then look at your patterns. Who cooks your meals? In what mood? In what room? Around what conversations? At what speed? Around what screens? Around what people? Audit the whole chain, not just the ingredients. Because a clean meal eaten in chaos can still become a weak signal, while a simple meal eaten with order can become strength. This is where reconstruction starts. It starts with refusing to be casual about what shapes your mind. If you need help creating that reset, then get a full blueprint and follow it seriously. Get the guide, get the manual, get the system that walks through the leaks in your food, your home, your habits, and your boundaries. Stop being cheap with the very structure of your future. People spend on entertainment without blinking, then hesitate when it is time to invest in the routines that could actually raise the quality of their life. That hesitation is part of the poverty mindset itself. It bargains with transformation and then wonders why struggle remains. Do not do that to yourself. If you know you have leaks, fix them. If you know your patterns are weak, rebuild them. If you know your table has become careless, reclaim it. Inspiration is only useful if it becomes implementation, otherwise it is just emotional sugar. And emotional sugar, like food sugar, gives a spike without a structure. So here is the split in the road. You can keep eating low-level food, dead convenience, and emotionally polluted meals, and you can keep wondering why your energy slips away, why your instincts stay cloudy, why your life feels close to breakthrough, but never fully lands there. Or you can choose separation. You can clear out the trash. You can protect your table. You can prepare with intention. You can respect your body, like the vessel that carries your purpose. You can stop feeding yourself things that teach your whole system to live beneath its design. The change may look simple on the outside, but it creates deep shifts on the inside. Your blood gets cleaner, your thinking gets sharper, your mood gets steadier, your reactions get less impulsive, your discipline becomes less forced, your confidence stops needing so much noise, and from there your work improves, your words improve, your standards improve, your outcomes improve. That is how real transformation often works. Not through one giant miracle, but through repeated acts of alignment that make miracles easier to receive and easier to keep. If you have been praying for more, then stop ignoring the places where you keep leaking what you already have. If you want overflow, become a better container. If you want clearer vision, clean the fuel that feeds the vision. If you want peace with your progress, stop inviting chaos to your table. It really is that plain, hard yes, but plain. The body you build becomes the life you can hold. The habits you repeat become the future you normalize. That is why this is not just about food. It is about identity. It is about standards. It is about what kind of person you are training yourself to become. You have been warned, and now you have a choice. Keep acting like this is small and stay trapped in the same tired cycle, or treat your altar like it matters and begin the extraction. Clear the kitchen. Cut off the scavenger pattern. Throw out the dead factory debris. Stop eating food touched by bitterness without thought. Build a meal culture around peace, care, discipline, and privacy. Eat like someone who expects to lead. Eat like someone preparing to carry more. Eat like someone who knows that what enters the body eventually shapes what leaves the mouth, what forms in the mind, and what becomes visible in the life. This is the secret many people ignore because it feels too ordinary. But ordinary disciplines, repeated with respect, create uncommon lives. Stop poisoning your own rise. Stop feeding yourself weakness and then calling the result bad luck. Stop talking about destiny while living on decay. Start acting like your future is already watching your plate. And if you are really with me, prove it to yourself first, not to strangers. Make the change. Protect your energy. Rebuild your table. Rebuild your blood. Rebuild your edge. Then move through the world with the calm force of someone who is no longer leaking power through daily carelessness. That is how you begin to change the story, quietly, seriously, repeatedly. And once you do, your whole life starts speaking a different language. My altar is holy. My fuel is clean. My future is guarded. My direction is clear. Now get to work and stop feeding your purpose with poverty patterns.